In 1999, a woman in Hong Kong disappeared after telling friends.
She was going to meet several men connected to a local apartment building, and after that meeting, no one saw her alive again.
Days later, witnesses reported hearing screaming arguments and loud impacts coming repeatedly from one apartment during late-night hours.
But nobody contacted police because violent disturbances were common in the area.
A teenage girl visiting the apartment later described seeing a woman tied inside one of the rooms, while several men moved in and out of the building, carrying bags, containers, and cleaning supplies.
Investigators later discovered the victim had been kept inside the apartment for weeks, and evidence showed she had been restrained, moved between rooms, and repeatedly assaulted during that time.
Neighbors noticed a strong smell spreading through the hallway, and building management received complaints.
But the apartment occupants claimed plumbing problems were causing the odor. One resident reported seeing stained clothing thrown into trash bins behind the building during the early morning hours.
And another described hearing furniture dragged violently across the floor late at night.
The situation changed when a young girl connected to the suspects entered a police station
and told officers she was being haunted by the ghost of a murdered woman.
At first, investigators believed the story was imaginary, but details provided by the girl matched information connected to the missing woman, and officers immediately searched the building. Inside the apartment, police discovered bloodstains on walls, furniture, kitchen equipment,
Mattresses and floorboards, despite multiple attempts to clean the scene.
Investigators recovered ropes, restraints, burned fabric,
and signs that several rooms had been used repeatedly over an extended period.
The apartment itself was extremely small, which meant the victim had been trapped inside enclosed rooms the entire time.
While suspects controlled entrances, exits, and movement throughout the building,
detectives discovered that neighbors heard screams almost nightly during the weeks before the disappearance became public.
And one witness described hearing objects smashed against walls, followed by silence.
Investigators then recovered human remains hidden inside the apartment,
along with containers and materials linked directly to the missing woman.
The discovery transformed the case immediately,
and police arrested multiple suspects connected to the apartment before they could leave the city.
During searches, officers found clothing belonging to the victim hidden among ordinary household items.
And investigators traced purchases made by suspects during the weeks surrounding the disappearance. One suspect attempted to deny being inside the apartment during key dates,
but security records and witness timelines placed him there repeatedly.
Another suspect changed his statement after investigators confronted him with physical evidence recovered from the rooms where the victim had been held. Police reconstructed movements inside the apartment using blood patterns, furniture damage, and witness accounts, and discovered the victim had been moved between different enclosed spaces over several days.
Investigators also found evidence showing attempts had been made to destroy traces of the crimes,
using cleaning chemicals, heat, and fire.
The teenage witness then guided detectives through the apartment step by step, describing where the victim had been restrained, where arguments happened, and where suspects tried to clean evidence after violent incidents. Those details matched forensic findings exactly,
and detectives realized the witness had seen events inside the apartment personally.
After the arrest, investigators separated the suspects and compared every statement against the forensic evidence collected from the apartment.
One suspect admitted the victim had been held inside the building for days,
while others attempted to minimize their involvement and shift responsibility between each other.
Detectives recovered receipts, security footage, and transportation records showing suspects repeatedly purchasing cleaning products, food containers, ropes, and tools during the weeks surrounding the disappearance. Forensic teams discovered blood traces hidden beneath flooring cracks, wall panels, mattresses, and bathroom surfaces despite extensive cleaning attempts inside the apartment.
Investigators also recovered fingerprints and biological evidence connecting multiple suspects directly to rooms where the victim had been restrained.
Witnesses from nearby businesses reported seeing some suspects behaving nervously while purchasing garbage bags, cleaning chemicals, and replacement furniture shortly after nights when screams were heard from the apartment.
Police reconstructed the timeline and determined the victim remained alive inside the enclosed apartment for an extended period before dying during the captivity.
One suspect described attempts to remove evidence from the building during late-night hours while avoiding attention from neighbors and security cameras nearby. Investigators traced discarded materials recovered from garbage collection areas back to items originally inside the apartment, and laboratory testing linked them directly to the victim.
The teenage witness continued providing detailed descriptions of rooms, objects, and movements that investigators later confirmed through physical evidence and scene reconstruction.
As prosecutors prepared the case, detectives discovered additional witnesses who had visited the apartment briefly and noticed unusual smells, stains, and damaged furniture before the arrests occurred.
One visitor described seeing doors locked from the outside and hearing movement from another room, while suspects refused to allow anyone deeper inside the apartment.
Investigators presented evidence showing repeated efforts by suspects to alter the appearance of the rooms, remove damaged items, and repaint sections of the walls after violent incidents.
During court proceedings, prosecutors focused heavily on forensic findings, witness timelines, recovered remains, and the physical layout of the apartment itself, which demonstrated how impossible escape would have been once the victim was trapped inside. The case became infamous because nearly every major event happened within the same small enclosed apartment, where investigators later uncovered evidence spread across multiple rooms, surfaces, and hidden compartments.
Even after convictions, investigators continued reviewing evidence connected to the apartment because the brutality of the crimes and the conditions inside the building remained among the most disturbing details ever documented in a murder case from Hong Kong.